Thanks for visiting the patient and the weather today. I'm meteorologist Al Peterlin. I'd like to talk about the weather health risks for July 25th, 2026. I stress again, this is a weather report. We keep graphics at tpatw.com. We also maintain a storefront on Amazon. Looking at the surface map for Saturday, it's pretty benign. With lots of high temperatures across the country, a stagnant front stretching all the way from Sioux Falls down toward the Missouri Boot Heel, and then across Tennessee and on into southernmost portions of North Carolina. It's really just a temperature and dew point discontinuity. Very little lift or, shall we say, instability. However, we have the monsoon rains flowing up through the Intermountain West all the way up through Montana. We do have unsettled weather here across the southeast with this frontal divide. And of course, we have dew point temperatures 70 plus all the way from Kansas south and everywhere south of that front across the southeast. Looking at our vitality index, which tries to pick out those individual areas where individual weather parameter might be a stress, and you can see that we have lots of little activity going on across the Intermountain West, and I'm assuming that means a lot of thundershower activity and unsettled weather there with the monsoon. Note we do have a significant area of interest here in the upper Mississippi Valley and in some of the northern plains. I think that'll have a lot to do with temperature change. Looking at pressure change, we're into the doldrums of July, and you can see that we have very little pressure change across the country. A few areas of gently falling pressure here up in Iowa, along the northern lakes, and just off the coast here of the Carolinas. Temperature changes is another story, and although temperatures are really high across the south and through much of the west, you'll notice that here in Missouri, Iowa, eastern Kansas, eastern Nebraska, temperatures will jump significantly over the 24-hour period, and we find that temperature change is far more important than even the temperature itself. So a significant area of interest here in the upper plains and the upper Mississippi Valley. Looking at dew point temperature change, you'll see that we have dew point temperatures rising here also. We also have that strong increase in vapor pressure or moisture, again across the same area of the plains, Mississippi Valley toward the Great Lakes. And interesting, we have a nice dry down up the western portions of the plains. Good news, with all of that change in temperature and dew points, not a heck of a lot of difference in instability, although it's always here in the Gulf. We still have a little bit of instability across the south. With those kind of temperatures, we can always bubble up into a thunderstorm, and Oklahoma looking very interesting. Looking at the change in oxygen availability, and it's really not a lot here in terms of migraine, although Vancouver Island, Washington State, and Oregon has some risk of migraine. Note we have a risk of migraine here in really central Montana and a little bit of northwest Wyoming. We also have a little risk of migraine here in central portions of Arizona, a spot here in the western portions of Texas, and then back along the Florida Panhandle and along the coast, especially the coast of the Carolinas. But the real area of interest and focus is the asthma and arthritis risk in the heartland, from eastern Oklahoma all the way up to eastern South Dakota, from Arkansas, northern Arkansas, all the way up to Minnesota, from the Missouri Boot Heel in western Tennessee and Kentucky up to Wisconsin and Michigan. But the heart of the area, of course, is northern Missouri and Iowa. Thanks for visiting the patient and the weather. Your comments are appreciated, and if you hurt, tell us where you're located.